Hello and how are you? So today I want to talk about these books because these are the books that were in my March to be read pile. Actually, I had a fifth one. I had the Da Vinci Code, but I kind of figured that with school and life in general, I wasn't really going to get the Da Vinci Code that quickly. So I need to set off some time to actually get through that. I wanted to read it, but I did get through these for YA and I have some things I want to say. This video will not contain major plot spoilers. If you haven't read the book, you're okay. I will give a brief description kind of it and just kind of my general thoughts of it, but I will try my very best not to be spoilery in any way. I'm gonna go with the one that I read last, All the Bright Places. So I finished this book last night and I have a lot of emotions right now. So I was sitting on my couch last night finishing this book and I had a feeling I knew where it was gonna go. First off, I would really like to recommend it. I've seen a lot of different book bloggers and booktubers talk about this book and I understand why now. It is told in pretty much alternating chapters from the point of view of Violet and Fitch. They're these two high school seniors that meet up on a clock tower because they were both kind of getting ready to jump off of the tower onto the ground where they will probably not survive. They both don't jump, they're okay, and they end up pairing up on a school project together. And they end up going like all over Indiana just wandering and finding new and exciting things that they've never seen before. They end up falling in love, of course. My thoughts. Freaking Styles Stilinski in a novel. Okay, it wasn't exactly the character of Styles, aka my love, my husband from Teen Wolf, but I feel like this was a really close representation to what he would be like in book form. Not necessarily the story itself, but how he talks, his snarkiness, his sarcasm, his self-deprecating humor, which, same. There's a chicken crying in the background. Welcome to my life. I would give this book 4 out of 5 simply because it got wordy to me. Like, there are pages I just skimmed looking for dialogue, honestly. I mean, which is fine for some stories, but for me, this one, I just didn't really think a lot of it was necessary. Just me personally. But I really liked it. I would probably read this again sometime. Book number 2, Cinder, the first in the Lunar Chronicles. So the basic plot of this story is it's like a Cinderella retelling with cyborgs. I can't speak. It's like a modern day Cinderella, except she is part cyborg, which means, as you can see there, she's got like a mechanical leg and I think mechanical hands. Her name is Cinder. Get it? Yeah. It's set in the future. I can't remember exactly what year, but they're in New Beijing. Story of her with her evil stepmother and her stepsisters and the prince. And I mean, it's basically just like Cinderella, kind of. Instead of losing her slipper on the palace steps, she loses her mechanical leg. So, I mean, yeah, that's normal, right? All I'm gonna say, plot-wise, I had to get like 200 pages into this thing, which is not that hard to do because, I mean, the spacing is pretty big. I don't know, it took me a long time to get into this story, and I wanted to finish it, and I'm very glad I did because once I got about 200 or so pages in, it started picking up like that. I got really, like, suddenly invested in the characters, and then some stuff went down. And now I desperately need to read Scarlet, I think is the next one. I have it downstairs, actually, and I'm going to be reading that now. It did grip me in the end, and I really liked it. I would also give this one probably a 4 out of 5. Number 3 is Dorothy Must Die. Another retelling. This is somewhat of a retelling of The Wizard of Oz, but it's not exactly a retelling because we're not following Dorothy. Dorothy is a character in this. We're following the character of Amy. She ends up in Oz, and it's a little bit different than the story that we're used to. This version of Oz is different because now Dorothy is in control and she got like really power hungry and she is so controlling and everyone's terrified of her, and the lion and the scarecrow and the Tin Man, like they're like her minions now. Oh, minions, I shouldn't have said that. They're like her servants now, and it's like this really creepy, messed up version of Oz. And I've never been a huge fan of Wizard of Oz in the first place, so this place I was just like, ew, no thank you, please, like, go away. So Amy gets into Oz and she finds these witches who are actually wicked, but they're the good type of wicked. You know, wicked is good. I skimmed a lot of this too, but I would read the sequel of this. I mean, it was kind of neat. It was definitely not my favorite YA that I've ever read, but I think it was a really unique kind of take on the story. I like Knox a lot. I mean, that's just my weakness, basically. The 4 out of 5 on this. And yeah, I don't know, it feels cool. I like the way it feels. It has a really neat texture to it. And finally, I'll give you The Sun. This was the first book that I read, and like I said, I knew nothing going into this thing. Like, I literally had no idea what the story was about. It's told in 2 different points of view, twins, Jude and Noah. Jude's point of view is like currently where they are teenagers, or like 16, I think. Noah's point of view is from whenever they were like 12 or 13. So you're getting 2 different versions of their life and 2 different points in their life. And it's really kind of confusing at first, but then once you get into the story, it starts really making sense. It's following the story of them with an art school and with a painter a sculptor, whatever he is, this magical artist dude. I don't really say too much else for the plot without giving it away, except that I don't want to say it. I recommend this book. This was definitely my favorite book of this month that I read. It's a 5 out of 5 on this. I would definitely read this again. I would recommend this book. I'm trying to get my mom to read it. It's just a little bit of my emotions without giving anything away. It's gonna be hard. The writing in this book. You just have to read a page of it and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Not just even the imagery in it, but the prose in this story is so incredible and unique and like nothing that I have ever read before, especially in YA. So incredibly impressed with this. So you have this like epic story going along, and I'm totally getting invested in it, and then a dark-haired, 2 different colored eye British photographer freaking waltzes in. I'm just like, oh shit, I'm done for. And I was. I have a type, that's probably it. The ending ties everything together. There's so many little things going on, and you don't even realize it. You don't realize what is all going on until you get to the end and it all makes sense. That is good storytelling, in my opinion. 5 out of 5, definitely. I love this book very, very much. So yes, this was my TBR pile for March, which I completed. I really like doing this. I'm gonna try and do one for April. That's all I got. Just look at these. Ugh. So I'm going to go. Thank you very much for watching, and I can't do the thing with the hand, so ciao. What? Thank you, and goodbye.